What's up, people? How y'all doing? It's the Williams.
Hello.
Yes, look at them guns. See,
Oh my
oh boy, I've
gosh.
been working out.
Really,
Boy, I've
really,
been look.
really
Hold
sit
on,
down.
hold on. Don't sit me down. Don't sit me down.
Okay, look at you with your sexy self. Come on and let's talk to the people.
How are y'all doing?
That was kind of sexy. Yeah.
It's us again.
Hey,
Make my
it's
chest jump. Can
us.
you see that? It's probably too
Okay.
small, right? Oh, we're just having fun. It's been a great day today. Here we are again, once again, coming to your house and to your car, wherever you are watching this video, and just saying it's us
It's
with
us.
another edition of Love
Love
Unscripted.
Unscripted.
We're the Williams. This is my
Yes.
lovely wife, Ramona.
Come on with the new way to say.
And my name is Wilbert,
Okay, now that got
aka Superman, aka
Will.
Will. And we're here with the topic of the day.
I promise we have not been drinking.
No,
I promise.
no,
It's high
no.
on life, right?
Just loving life.
Yep.
Yeah. And so our topic today, we was just talking the other day, and it just came to mind. Is going to is called. Excuse me. This is Love Unscripted. It is called Marriage Requires Maintenance. Maintenance. Sometimes, fellas, you gotta check under the hood. Oh, okay. I went there. I went there real quick.
Oh. Lord,
So-
pray for us in this video.
So we just want to say, keep in mind, this is such a true statement. Just because you say I do doesn't mean you're done.
Ooh.
Marriage requires maintenance.
Okay. Now you're sounding official.
Yeah. Like that change?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah,
Okay,
I do.
okay. So just one of the things that you have to think about in my perspective is always, fun. Have fun. Laugh. Joke a little. Keep it fun. Don't feel like that your jokes get old. If you feel like they do, find another one.
Even if they're corny.
Yes, say it. That would be me. And just, go out to, don't do the same things, and just, find things to make it exciting, lovable.
When you made the comment that, just because you're married doesn't mean that you're done, what it made me think of is, at some level, I think we know, like, the wedding day is just the beginning, right? But I wonder how many times or how often do we actually put that thought to action and say, okay, I'm married, now what? What does that mean for us moving forward? And how do we continue to have fun? Because the reality is the day is beautiful. I tell my husband all the time that was the most beautiful day of my life. I loved that day like no other day. And I wish I can relive it every single day. Wake up. That should be a movie. Like wake up and probably is some type of movie.
That's
but wake up
cool.
every day and I am on my wedding day. But so we know that that day is beautiful and it's grand. But after that day, life will begin. The everyday hustle and bustle of life,
The routine
work,
of the daily
the
week.
routine,
Yes.
going to work, pursuing your goals, having kids, your dreams, and all that good stuff. And in the midst of that whole whirlwind of life, you have to figure out a way to maintain your marriage.
Come on.
Because I feel like the covenant is so sacred.
Yes.
And like I know I'll tell my husband sometimes, like, this was a holiday weekend, right? And so for us, my husband works almost every holiday. And I know I have to come within myself to say, okay, that's just how it is in our marriage. Like, my husband will work on holidays. and we don't get a whole bunch of days and time off together. So then, what does that maintenance look like for us? So he called me today and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this so I can, try to be off with you." So it was that his part, I believe, in doing maintenance, to say, okay, I recognize that I'm working, but this is important. What can I do? It wasn't just like, oh, I'm working on this day. What can I do to still, I guess, oil the gears, if that makes sense. Since you said, checking under the
Check
hood.
under the hood.
Oil the gears. But then I also had to, I remember with the day that he told me he had to work on the holiday as well as the following day. That could have been an opportunity for us to spend time together, because I wasn't working, and that was also typically his day, and I was having some issues in my brain, like, what? No, this is the day that we're finally get to be off together. And so when he called me, I said to him, you know what, but I try to make that work, but I don't want you to be stressed out for the rest of the week, because you also have to figure out a way to make these hours up, because you are trying to be good to me. And so I feel like in some ways that was us, trying to do maintenance on our marriage.
Right.
He's looking out for my feelings, and I'm also in turn looking out for his feelings. And I think that's one of the things said all of that to say. That's one of the things about maintenance for your marriage, is considering your spouse's considering your spouse's feelings and thoughts. Like, yes, this might be our routine, but how can I do something to, like I said, oil the gears, even though it's, life is in the middle of everything right now.
And another thing that comes to mind is, and I like what my wife said, when you got engaged, when you proposed, how did you look? When you started dating, how did you look?
Yeah.
How are you physically? How did you communicate? Ooh. Were you that sexy person? How did you, you saw me flex in the beginning, right? So when you said I do, how did you look? How did you talk? How did you walk? How did you dance? How did you do those things that won you the prize of your life?
That made me just look at you up and down like that smile. That I tell y'all, that's what. Look at that, just gorgeous. That's what captured me in the beginning, and he still has that smile to this day. He's always smiling.
And you see, look at all this.
Oh, okay, now.
Then it goes, bam!
Stop it. Stop it.
And so those things should be kept intact as best as possible.
Yeah.
Fellas, if this gets a little rounder than Santa Claus, you need to put in some work. So just don't let it get that way. Stay together. Stay attracted to your spouse. That's maintenance.
Yeah.
That the maintenance of saying I love you. Letting your spouse know that they look good to you.
Yeah.
Tell them you sexy, you fine. Ooh, slap them on the butt a time or two. Keep that fun in the relationship. Chase them around the room. Go at them like you're about to take them on the kitchen counter. Just
come on now.
Maintenance. Maintenance. Make us say, stop it. Hey, quit.
Because his hands are always all over you. Yes.
Absolutely. Keep that all flowing. Keep that all flowing.
This is a PG video. My goodness. Don't flag us, YouTube. But yeah, I totally agree, babe. And those, chasing and rubbing and touching, it makes you feel wanted. And you always want to feel wanted by your spouse.
Absolutely.
And so I think that is a clear what component of maintenance, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was also thinking as you were talking, like communication maintenance.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, communication maintenance. I think sometimes when we do have moments of disagreement or
Real talk.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you have moments of disagreement or something didn't make you happy or you're disappointed or whatever the situation is, you know, it can chip away at your communication if you don't take advantage of communicating, right? Because you know you kind of cut, sometimes you might cut yourself off or you know, do the silent treatment,
Mm-hmm.
or you know, just let something as small as being able to effectively communicate drive a wedge between you. And even if it's for a short amount of time, anytime that takes away from your cuddle time, your affection time, is too long. But maintenance on your communication, I think, is always going to be important because that's one of those foundation pieces for a marriage and moving forward and keeping things smooth. Because when you're communicating, all of this will continue. But you know how when you're not communicating, you get into bed and you haven't resolved what the issues are, and you are as close to the seam of the mattress as you can be, and then all of those things are missing. And I think I may have said this in another video. One of the things that we don't have time for, and I probably didn't say it like this, but we don't have time for is missing important times that I don't care what the time is, but missing important time with, you know, being with your spouse or making a connection. And I know sometimes, like if you may have been married for a while, you might not it might not feel the same, but I think a little bit of love maintenance could help in that area.
Absolutely. Keep in mind, you know, if you're feeling it, your spouse may be feeling it. You're no longer two, but you're one. So do some maintenance. Do the work. You know, take out your tools. Ha ha ha.
On behalf of the Williams, I do apologize. No, but you're right. You're right.
Use your tools. You know, use those things that, you know, excite the moment. Mm-hmm. You know, we do, you know, the husbands have tools in their toolbox. Wives have tools in their toolbox. Yeah. And use those tools to sharpen the moment, mm-hmm. to heighten the moment, to fine tune it, mm-hmm. to do the things and make sure that y'all are hitting on all cylinders. Right. To keep you guys, you know, keep you on the road to a long, happy life together. Yeah. You know, and you know, hit the gas. Keep your foot on the gas as much as you can. Like my wife said, she said something great. If you've been married a long time, you know, do that maintenance. Keep that maintenance up. Mm-hmm. Grow old together. Be that couple that, you know, you still go to the movies holding hands. Yeah. You know, and both you guys are clearly, you know, up in your age, and you're being that example to younger generations who look at you and look up to you, and they're saying, "Hey, that's so cute." Yeah, be cute. Even though you are in your 60s, even though you are in your 70s, be cute together. Mm-hmm. Dress alike. You know, go twinning. Do all the things you did when, you know, you guys looked at each other and says, "Ooh, she's mine," or she looked at you and said, "Ooh, he's mine. I want to spend the rest of my life with him." Yeah. And that in itself is key. Mm-hmm. Look at her as if you saw her for the first time. Look at him as if when you saw him for the first time. Yeah, and that wow, cool. Look for that feeling. Mm-hmm. Keep that emotion there. Keep it intact. Keep it maintenance. You know, polish it up. Don't let it get dusty. Take it off the shelf, mm-hmm. and polish it up and say, you know, this is what made me feel good when I saw you. Or this is what made me fall in love when I saw you. This is what captured my heart, and I could not take my eyes off you. Don't let the love get dusty.
We don't want any dusty love.
Get together and knock the dust off.
Yeah, Dusty, Dusty loves. Um, but honestly,
Hmm.
this what that brings up to me. So we don't want Dusty love. So how do we get rid of the potential dust in our marriage?
Mm.
And then it made me think about going back and thinking about what things are requiring you to need maintenance. What are those things that are taking place in your life that have made things almost more important than your covenant?
Oh wow.
Because
Yeah,
that
that's
that
good.
happens, and I don't think it's any fault of anybody's, because just life is going on and it's
Mm.
happening, but those things don't get to take precedence in your covenant. And so even though they may feel like they should, it's just that they are at the moment. So how can you look at those things and evaluate them and say, okay, these things are a must. It must happen in our lives. We have kids, and you must take them to practice, and you must take them to school and take care of things at the home. You have a job that may be demanding. Yes, take care of your job. So if those are the things that are happening in your marriage that may be kind of overwhelming for your covenant, then how do you work your covenant so that so that you can insert maintenance, so that you can continue to have that marriage that my husband was talking about? You look at each other and like, ooh, girl,
Hmm.
or oh my gosh, I cannot believe. So I think that's important. That's a part of that communication too. Really sitting down with your spouse. Don't let too much time go, because you can start feeling when life is being a lot,
Oh yeah.
right? You
The
feel
weight of the
that the
day.
weight, even sometimes it's just one day,
One
the
day.
weight of the day, and
Hmm.
being able to check in with your spouse and say, hey, ding, ding, ding,
Hmm.
dialogue room time. Let's
Hmm.
have a moment. Let's dialogue room. Let's set up, if it's setting up a date, even if you can't do a date night, do a date hour.
Mm.
Let
Come on.
something,
Yeah.
let something happen to where, you're doing the maintenance that you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm glad we took a hour just to turn everything off, set the mood with the lights, get a glass of wine, and just breathe each other's air,
Hmm.
and experience like, yes, this is the person who I long for. And then that leaves you wanting more. And so you say, okay, next time we're going to make this a half a day, or next time we're going to, whatever that
That's a
looks
good
like,
idea. Hmm.
identifying the things that are taking you away from, really being close in your covenant, and then doing the maintenance. But I think sometimes you have to, come up with a little plan to make it happen.
Absolutely. One of the things that came to my mind along here, I don't know, maybe 6 months to a year ago, we were sitting on the couch, and I looked at my wife, and I said to her, "I want to be, I want us to be so close that the air between us suffocates." Y'all hear that?
Yeah, yeah,
That's how I
yeah,
want us to be.
yeah.
So that closeness is in communication. That closeness is in the maintenance of your marriage. That closeness is in the touch, in the tone
Mm-hmm.
of your voice. That closeness is everything that it requires to say I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you don't have to say I love you, but your actions will. Even when you're
Yeah.
not saying it, let your actions speak. People do say actions speak louder than words,
Mm-hmm.
and actions
Mm-hmm.
speak loud.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we're proponents of, we are proponents of marriage counseling,
Yeah.
and that in itself is maintenance for your marriage.
Yeah. Come on. Thank you for bringing that up.
And
Absolutely.
so,
Absolutely.
we're no longer two, but we're one. But we're not an island.
Uh, this time he waited to the end to hit you really hard. And normally he comes out swinging, but he's waiting to the end. Yeah, absolutely.
We're not an island.
Yeah.
And so it is good to be able to say, we don't know everything.
Yes.
We're
That's
not the
good. Thanks.
professionals.
Mm-hmm.
We're not without fault.
Mm-hmm.
And so counseling is really good to add to the maintenance
Mm-hmm.
of your marriage.
That is good. And you know what? Even if you have a good marriage, I know
Mm.
most marriage, I bet you aspire to be great. But if you could be great, you probably would already be great
Come
on
on.
your own, right?
Yeah.
So just like you said, you're not an island by yourself. So since you're not an island by yourself, go seek counseling. I'm telling you, counseling will make you see things from different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
It will make you reconsider things you say, things you do, in order to make your marriage great. So yes, I agree. Yes, mic drop on that point.
Yep, that's definitely a tune-up
Yeah,
every time.
yeah, yes, yeah.
Marriage requires maintenance.
Marriage requires maintenance.
And so, would you like to speak into the audience, babe?
Yes, I speak the idea, the thought of being able to have maintenance on your marriage, something that feels organic to you,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's something for your marriage that you already know that there are things that might need to be said or done that will be a part of your everyday. You'll start to just incorporating into your everyday that you get up in the morning. From the moment you get up to the moment you go to bed at night, that you were considering thinking about maintenance, because we know that maintenance, having that maintenance, is what's going to give you longevity in your relationship. And that longevity, that daily love and expression of love towards each other, is what will also help your marriage to blossom and be what God has created you to be, and what He wants for your marriage. So we just believe that love will overflow from the two of you individually, and then to the two of you, and then out to the rest of the world. Your marriage is going to be no for when I tell you, your marriage will be no competition. How do I want to put this? That's not what I want to say. But your marriage is going to be great. Your marriage is going to be great. It is you will do the tune-ups. You will have fun doing the tune-ups.
Come on.
You will have fun. You will want to do tune-ups all the time for your marriage, and that your marriage will continue to flourish and to blossom every single time that you think and put in the work of maintenance.
All right. So I want to say hope to you all.
Hope to you all.
Blessing to you all.
Blessings to you all.
And keep the maintenance going in your marriage. You're no longer two, but you're one.
Aww. All right, guys, that is all we have.
We will see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Give him a little exit gun show while you
bam! Uh-oh.
Bam.
It's there somewhere. It's there.
Oh.
Bye, guys.
Bye.